absolutely play basketball. Here you're going to see him shoot the three, which is something he does exceptionally well, but stealing the basketball is something else he does. He can defend, he's strong, he can take the ball and go to the basket and make plays for other people.
And then I'm not sure people in the country are talking enough about Clevin Hanna, the great guard of Wichita State.
Well, you and I have spent enough time in the last day or so talking about him because we agree that he makes this basketball team go. He makes everyone better. Now, he can shoot threes also, and he's an excellent free throw shooter, great foul shooter, gets to the line, but he makes everyone else on the floor better and has since high school.
A Player of the Year candidate, he leads the nation in foul shooting. Hey, another sellout crowd ready for this one. Wichita State and the Redbirds. Nine of the Valley play, meeting each other tonight in the Air Capital. Head coach of Illinois State, really an interesting story. Great young coach, Tim Jankovich. Served as an assistant. Jack Hartman, Boyd Grant, Eddie Sutton, Kevin Stallings, Lon Kruger, Bill Self, a three-time academic All-American at Kansas State. In his third year at Illinois State, trying to look at 3 straight postseason bids for the Redbirds. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Presentation of Bud Light with the just right taste. It's not too heavy, not too light. The difference is drinkability. All right, for Illinois State, Dina Odiakosa is huge. He leads the Valley in rebounding. He also is great on the offensive boards. He will need to be against this Wichita State lineup that is #1 in the league in rebound margin. They get after it on the glass. Ture Murray is a great compliment to Clevin Hanna in the backcourt. And the head coach of Wichita State, Greg Marshall, in his third year, 45 wins, 41 losses. 9 years at Winthrop prior to coming to Wichita State. He's 1-4 against the Illinois State Redbirds. He won here last year, but lost to the Birds by 15 earlier this season in Normal. But Wichita State is brilliant at home. 26 wins, 4 losses in the last 2 years here at Koch Arena. Let's take a look now at our Diet Pepsi series history, brought to you by Diet Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Missouri Valley Conference. Mentioned that Illinois State's won 4 of the last 5. They lead the all-time series. And again, they won by 15 back just before the end of the calendar year at Redbird Arena. And in that game, Charlie, they were able to out-rebound Wichita State. And that's the big news of that game, because WSU has out-rebounded 18 of 21 opponents this season.
That's a shocker right there, because if there's a team in the league that really goes after the basketball, it's Wichita State. They are just hugely aggressive going after the ball. Everybody on their ball club.
Ture Murray, part of this great backcourt, a 6'4" sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Last year was an All-Valley freshman, but he and Clevin Hanna worked so well together in that shocker backcourt.
I think Hanna just gives everybody a lot of a comfort zone, simply because he can handle the basketball, takes that out of everybody's mind, no worries, and he hits enough shots to keep people involved.
Honestly, Charlie, he reminds me of a lot of the point guards that you had during your brilliant career. Game on in America's Renaissance Conference. The first possession will be Wichita State's.
And they'll have 3 or 4 plays that they've practiced today that they're going to run. There's the duck back.
Pass for the offensive board, and already Wichita State goes right at the glass.
And a good open look right then also.
Finish Shockers at plus 6.2 in rebound margin. Durley airballs it. And Odiakosa has it for Illinois State.
A lot of screens. You're going to have to be able to handle screens to play in this game.
Phillips steps out. He was able to get the corner turn and get near the goal.
He got the corner turn, but just ran into too much traffic. He was going to make a nice play and couldn't hand it on to the basketball.
Clevin Hanna, junior college transfer, played at Chipola in Florida. Of course, that junior college has just cranked out player after player. They get Durley underneath against Odiakosa. Another air ball. Wichita State, a little chilly to start the game.
Not much help either. That's just strictly one-on-one defense.
Hand in the passing lane. Illinois State will keep it in front of the WSU bench.
This crowd would be so much fun to play in front of. They get into the game from the start.
They did a great job with this arena. And the fact that as Carmichael gets underneath and a foul on Wichita State. They did such a great job with this arena. You kept the ambiance of the old roundhouse, and yet you retrofitted it to the 21st century, but these fans are on top of you.
They're on top, and the one thing about them, Mitch, here, these people make noise. They don't wait to be entertained. They come out and support the basketball team, and they start making noise from the moment they walk in here.
Now, this guy is intriguing for Illinois State. It's like, where did they find this guy? Jackie Carmichael, a 6'9" freshman from Manhattan, Kansas. He went to prep school for a year. But this guy, if he continues to grow and develop, could be a force in this league.
I don't think there's any question. That's an area that the free throws he has not excelled at. But he hits 2 right there, and that gets him closer to 67%.
And he's hit 10 of his last 11 at the line. Wichita State saw Illinois State outshoot them at the line in normal and out-rebound. It's something they don't like.
Good defense right there.
Ellis.
He can do that.
Yes, he can. He had 14 against Illinois State here last year.
Ellis can shoot the basketball. Just because he's a little bit tall and lanky, you better not stay under the basket with him.
Phillips again turns the corner. And Odiokosa can't finish. And just because you get it underneath them, Hannah with the beautiful crossover and finish.
Hesitation move, Mitch. Just kind of shifted gears right then and got in. That's a tough shot when you hit it.
4-2 Wichita State here. 17:42 to go in the first half. Inside out. Eldridge for 3. Ellis with the board.
Dropped off that time off Osiris.
Hannah, he'll knock it down. 5 straight, Clevin Hannah.
Phillips got caught, Mitch. He got back in good shape defensively. Got caught in the clutter in transition and didn't get out and get him.
You said it so often, 3-point shooters will get him in transition or off offensive rebounds.
That's true.
Hannah was 7 for his last 22 for 3. Before that make. Carmichael able to answer for Illinois State and a good start for the Manhattan, Kansas freshman.
For a freshman to come in here and play with that much confidence early, that's pretty good.
Durley decides to crank it up there in Ellis, and that's what Wichita State does best.
They really only had 2 people on the offensive board. Ellis went after the thing. You're going to have to send, if you're Illinois State, you better send all 5 people to the board if you're going to have a chance.
Carmichael trying to stay hot, and he does. Keeping him in there early, down 9-6. Headed for the under-16 timeout.
You just don't expect a freshman, even if he's had prep school, come in here and do that. Oh, close.
Murray in traffic. Wichita State keeps it. Murray wants it back. And nails a 3. Nothing but the net. That thing didn't get close to the rim.
You've got 2 guys guarding each other in Murray and Eldridge that can shoot the basketball.
Murray only 3 of his last 10 after hitting that one, after going 3 of 3 at Indiana State from 3.
Nice.
Eldridge sets up Phillips and loads up and double dribbles it.
That is a double load.
He loaded the load. 12-6, Wichita State out of the gate, very hot. 3s, 56% shooting, and a doubled-up score. Wichita State leading by 6 at the under-16 first half timeout. All right, let's take a look at Charlie Spoonhour's State Farm keys to the game.
Counting on Illinois State is disrupting with the defense, particularly at the guard. That hasn't worked so far. Limit turnovers. Nope, 2 of those. So you don't want that in the first time. All right, Osiris, ostracize him, keep him out. That's worked. Hasn't worked as well when it's come down to Jackie Carmichael, and then there's 10,506 reasons, baby, why this is a hard game.
At State Farm, to us, nothing's more important than being there. Of course, that 10,506, the folks here. Ostracize? You're pulling out multi-syllable words on me now?
You helped me with that word. I just didn't spell it correctly.
You're making me look these up. Man, I hate it when I gotta go to Wikipedia. Oh, nice ball fake by Murray, and Osiris Eldridge has Illinois State's first foul.
that may not be as much fun as it looked like right here. You draw the foul, but it looks like he comes right on top, and that can hurt.
Got his ear leg whip, it looked like. They're going to call this a common foul. No shots. Illinois State doesn't want to put Wichita State at the line. They're 8th in the nation in foul shooting, mostly because of Clevin Hanna, but others. And a hold, Rubens holding.
When out-of-bounds plays are run correctly, they're really hard to guard. And you end up grabbing and clutching if you feel your man getting away from you.
Both of these teams, though, emphasizing very, very much. They worked on defense all day today, or during the shoot-arounds, both teams. Off the bench and with the board, Tony Lewis for Illinois State.
That was a good, hard rebound in traffic right there for Lewis.
Eldridge yet to get it going. Carmichael has got every point for Illinois State until can't hit that one.
He looks pretty comfortable in that shooting thing out to 12 to 15 feet.
Great no-look pass. And Ellis can't catch it. You will not get a better pass than that under the goal.
Turnover. This is what you cannot afford to do when you're playing here at Wichita State.
Murray right around Eldridge. Eldridge looks like he is really trying to force it now or kind of gripping it a little bit.
I tell you, this ball game in this arena can get away from you if you turn the ball over.
Undefeated are the Shockers this year. Phillips and Illinois State needed that three in the worst way.
Phillips got a screen after he set a screen. That's usually a good way to get a player open. After he screens, then screen for him.
Better last year from three at 42%, Phillips.
Whoop.
7 of his last 23 now. Ellis just missed or mishandled the pass, and now he forces his shot. Illinois State has it back down 5.
Tell you, if you're Wichita State, you're running into screens on every play.
Carmichael against the double team.
That is not easy to do. He's strong for a freshman. My goodness.
He had 20 points in a game earlier this year. That's 8 points for Jackie Carmichael in the first 6.5 minutes.
And that sends Craig Marshall down the bench to find someone.
He'll need 2. He went against the double team.
That one was 2 people. You're right. Hatch has been quiet, and he was quiet in the first ball game also.
Oh, but I like his game, Charlie.
Oh, I do too.
Hannah's going to wave off the basket, but there's a foul here, and this is going to go against Lloyd Phillips. That is his first. And a reminder that closed captioning for tonight's game is made possible by Emerson, the global manufacturing and technology company. To learn more, visit emerson.com. Emerson, consider it solved. Wichita State gets to go back to their underneath inbounds plays.
A lot of screening, a lot of secondary screening.
Murray slithers in there.
Murray is off, I guess, to what you'd call a pretty good start tonight. My goodness.
Averages 13 already at 7. Shockers with 8 points in the paint. Phillips sets up Eldridge. He's already had that shot. Same result. Wichita State will keep it. I'm not sure Illinois State can win this game if Eldridge does not shoot it.
Well, you know, he started slow in the ball game at Illinois State, but came on fast with a fast 16. So he can get hot, and when he gets hot, I mean, then there's not much stopping him.
26 against Wichita State in Normal in late December, and he only took 15 shots to do it. He hit 6 threes.
Somebody's going to have to step up and score for Illinois State now, because you've got 2 good scorers on the bench.
Carmichael setting down. He's got 8 of the 11 points for the Redbirds. Murray's having a heck of a game.
Good offensive rebound.
Illinois State already possession.
A tie-up that goes to Illinois State, but Murray, long, active.
That's exactly what he is, and he didn't give up on the ball. There was contact with him, but he stayed with it and used his length. He's a long young man. Justin Clark tried to check him off. David Kyle's in the game for Wichita State, trying to bother Alex Rubin. Odiakos is setting a multitude of screens. Nice.
And Phillips around the horn.
Credit Odiokosa. You'll see his big body right in the middle of the lane, and he screens off more than one person just by being there.
He's picking them off one at a time.
Yes, he is. But here you'll see him in the middle of the lane. Watch him turn and use his body. That's good help.
Looks like Wichita State's help side a little late in getting there. 3-point lead for the Shockers. And possession. We're in the under 12 break zone. Wichita State, a couple nice home wins in this building. They beat Texas Tech. They were in the top 20 at that point. And then
offensive rebound there.
Beat Northern Iowa when they were ranked 20th in the country in this building. Blair.
Nice move right there. Putting the ball on the floor has worked extremely well for Wichita State so far. This is the end where Wichita State's got to find some answers.
Charlie, Wichita State, 4 offensive rebounds. None for Illinois State. Odiokosa. And a foul underneath on Gabe Blair, the East Carolina transfer for Wichita State. WSU working the boards, leading by 5. Gatorade presents tonight's Valley Legend. It's Illinois State's Dan Muller. By clocking the most career minutes played, the Redbird Ford proved to be the most reliable player in Illinois State's illustrious history. A member of 2 NCAA tournament teams, Muller was a 2-time academic All-American and a 2-time league defensive player of the year. His 128 consecutive games started continues to be the Valley's longest streak. Gatorade, that's G. This season, the farmer-owned Prairie Farms family of dairies, Prairie Farms, Highland, Roberts Dairies, serving farm fresh, dairy fresh products throughout mid-America. There's a look at Graham Hatch. Illinois State a chance now with an underneath inbounds. Carmichael still setting for the Redbirds. So is Eldridge. Odiokosa goes right after 7-foot Garrett Stutz. And Wichita State able to defend and get it back.
Odiokosa is shooting 63% Mitch from the field, but not tonight.
Hanna, no roll. And Lewis there to get his second board of the game for the Redbirds.
Good job defensively getting back for Wichita State.
Well, you're right, Charlie. He's going to score out of this group for Illinois State, and there's a foul on Hatch. Body block. Now, I'm going to show you something here, Charlie. I was looking at this, went back and looked at this. This is third-year breakthroughs. Ralph Miller, of course, really kind of defined Wichita State basketball after Gene Johnson. But look what happened in the third year. 27-4 back in the 50s. Then Mark Turgeon really struggled the first year. His breakthrough the third year, 18-12 in an NIT bid. That, of course, led to a Valley title later. Look at Greg Marshall now in the third year. This is an important graphic.
Well, obviously he's doing things very, very well this year. He's built the program. He's got some players that can do things the way he wants them to play. And their chances of postseason, Mitch, are pretty good right now. But you got games to play.
And you know, last year they made it to the College Basketball Invitational Tournament. They played 2 games here. They beat Buffalo and lost to Stanford. Nice. Scott's wide open. He's going to get fouled, and he goes down hard. The sophomore from North Kansas City, Missouri.
Anytime someone screens or slips a screen, as Stutz did then, there he is. He slipped it and then came in. The only thing you can do is foul it. See, he doesn't set it, Mitch. He just goes to the goal. And there's your shot, and pretty good hard drop right there.
But last year, Wichita State, some would say poo-poo going to the CBI. But for where Wichita State's program was and is, that gives you a chance to play on. You play a quality team in Stanford. Buffalo not bad. It depends where your program's at. Those bids can really help.
Absolutely. There's no question. When you're going out to recruit, you can say we got in postseason. And that is important to people.
Number 5, Dimitri Williams, now into the Shockers.
Stutz at 7 foot. I saw him get 18 against Iowa and Kansas City in the CBA Classic. And now we got issues.
Stutz has apparently got...
He's bleeding. Trainer's got to reach a little higher for Stutz. There's that stool.
And he's a baseball player. Chances are you think he could pitch?
I think it's coming downhill at you. He went down hard on his hip. See if he got nailed. Yep.
Yeah. I bet the hip hurts worse than the nose.
That's the high-low from one guy. Yeah, Tim Jankovic gets to pick the foul shooter.
He's not going to pick Hannah.
No. And they're going to get Hannah off the line. This is a new rule change. I like the rule.
Well,
Clevin, who's made 42 in a row and the nation's leading foul shooter, and Tim Jankovic is saying, no, I don't want him.
Well, I'm guessing he's going to go if, well, Ellis isn't out there, so he can't do him.
Let's see. Durley's 83. These guys are good. Kyle's a 62. That'd be probably where I'd go.
Yeah, he only hits 5 out of every 8.
They've hooked Hannah.
See, the old rule would have been that Greg Marshall could have picked who he wanted to shoot, and it obviously would have been Hannah, and he's 42 straight.
And here comes Demetric Williams. And Kyle's, Durley stepped in.
JT Durley will be shooting 1 shot.
But he didn't pick Durley, did he? He's 83%.
I don't know who picked Durley.
A little clarification. There you go. In the Valley. Look at this. 4 of the top 20 foul shooting teams in the country are in the Valley.
I like this right here. In games I've seen Wichita State, when they've run some press, they've picked up the tempo, and it's really made them a good basketball team.
7-point lead for Wichita State. Illinois State able to get underneath.
Start pass number 5, Demetric Williams, who's first. 14 foul in the hand.
This will put Illinois State at the line.
Phillips at the line, shooting 2.
Phillips isn't bad. He's 81.
I was going to say, this isn't exactly chopped liver right here.
Hit 12 in his last 13. I want to ask you about the improvement of this kid, because last year, junior college transfer a year ago from Iowa Western, there was times he'd get so sped up that it was almost a detriment to the team. But Tim Jankovic says he's really improved.
And I think the thing that Jank said, too, was that his attitude has been one of someone who wants to improve, and he's really dedicated himself to that. And he's trying to run the ball club and do things so they'll have a chance to win.
Running the point. They've had so many great point guards. They had Blair, and they get in the corner. Demetric Williams for 3.
That was a well-run play. When the man comes to help from the backside, from outside into the lane, his man's wide open.
And in case you're wondering, Williams prior to that 3 was 19% for the year.
Yeah.
Nice cut.
Austin
Hill, his first points.
Basket by Hill.
But both these teams try to guard, and when you try to guard and pressure, you're going to be vulnerable with some back cuts. You just have to take the bitter or the sweet.
Wichita State's outscored Illinois State from 3-1. Osiris Eldridge yet to score, and he's the leading scorer in the Valley. See if he can get it in transition here. It is not happening tonight for the Valley's leading scorer.
Look at the center run.
Durley, yep.
We can do that, man.
Durley's interesting. He's had his biggest games against the best opponents. 20 and 10 against Texas Tech. Then he had 19 against Northern Iowa.
Well, he shoots above 40% from 3, so.
Good recovery by Wichita State, and now they throw it away. And Hill's fouled going to the rack.
Those are the kind of plays that kill you and make coaches gray-headed. You get a steal and you start down the floor. You got to secure the basketball and know where you're going before you take off.
Durley's fouling his first, 15 foul on Wichita State. And Austin Hill to the line where he's hit 14 of his last 14. You want foul shooters, come to the Valley.
Aaron Ellis
His last miss was December 29th against Wichita State. Seems like everybody in this league's going, foul me. It's a foul. Another transfer from junior college from Covington, Kentucky, was at Southeastern Illinois. Hit a huge 3 against Wichita State on December 29th. It took the Birds to a 9-point margin. They won by 15 at the end. Seven-point lead for the Shockers.
Steal.
A little casual at the outlet. Illinois State gets it back. And when will Eldridge be a factor in this game?
I was going to say, if you're sitting on the red bench, you've got to feel pretty good. You're only 7 behind, and your star player hasn't got a basket.
There's a 3 cranked up by Kellen Thornton, his 10th make from bonus distance this year.
This game's tightened up now. This is now become a little bit more of an issue.
And no coincidence that Hannah's out of the game.
Illegal screen down low.
7:13 to go. When you got big shooting threes, that's hard to guard. 4-point lead, Wichita State. Played here at Wichita State. 26-22 Wichita State. Take a look at Casey scores and schedules from around the league. What's interesting tonight, Charlie, the top 6 teams in the league all play each other tonight as we begin the back 9.
And I know all of them, everybody there would like to have a win, obviously, but the home team, if you're the home team, it's imperative that you get wins. You can't afford to lose serve at home.
Our scores from the Valley brought to you by Casey's General Stores, convenience stores, and a whole lot more.
Little 22 press here, different look for Wichita State.
And Clevin Hannah back in the game for the Shockers. Eldridge still with no points. Valley's leading scorer. Eldridge finally in the book, had a toe on the line.
Well, if you can hold him to 1 field goal every 13 minutes or so, you got a better chance to win.
Now Wichita State with it back.
Steal.
And a steal. Phillips able to clean it up, knock it down. He's got 9. He's almost at his average.
You're looking at a tie game right now in a ball game that Wichita State early on was in control.
And Charlie, let's remind everybody, the Valley is led in steals by Illinois State. They get 8 per game.
Well, you've got the guards that get 2 each. And that gets you a pretty good start right there. Talking about Osiris and Phillips.
That's 156 steals this year. Underneath, Murray has it blocked by Thornton. Shockers will keep it at 9 on the shot clock. A 9-0 run for Illinois State.
Ball's exactly where you want it if you're Wichita State, but you got the 2 bigs standing in there looking at you, and it's hard to get the thing to the goal.
Nice play to Murray, and a foul on Eldridge. That's his second.
And that's an issue right there. When he picks up 2, he's probably going to sit, Mitch.
Nice inbounds play. Kyle's the decoy. And Illinois State worked on this very play today.
Yes, they did.
It's not like O hadn't seen it before.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
And Teray Murray to the line, 72%.
We got one of these.
He's had his moments, 20 against Pitt in that CBA tournament in Kansas City.
Number 3 Rubik back in for the Redbirds.
It's going to be exciting to see what he does the next 2 years, too, because you can see some upside to his game.
Well, he can do things in and out, and that's the beauty of it.
WSU back in the lead. 2 Shocker guards have combined for 13.
More pressure there. Illinois Illinois State has not tried to score, and stopping right there with the ball in that little pocket is probably the worst place on all this earth that you could go.
Thornton was so happy they broke the 10-second timeline. He goes, I'm going to set right here. Now he's going to shoot it. Probably ill-advised. I'm not sure that was anywhere close to rhythm.
No, and you had Odiokosa with a man on his back. And really, if you're Illinois State, they need to get him started a little bit on the offensive end.
Shockers would like get Durley going. He's good at pounding inside.
Odiokosa hasn't let lack of scoring bother his defending. He's still trying to guard.
And how about Phillips? Another steal.
Just dropped and helped. He's around if you're anyone, but particularly big man, you can take care of the ball.
There's Odiokosa. This time they found it. That's his first points of the night.
He's had trouble with the bigger guys. That pass was a very well executed pass for him.
Illinois State has the lead. Their first lead of the night at 4:38. 5 steals for Illinois State. At least 2 for Lloyd Phillips.
Oh my.
Wyman Hannon.
Pretty nice right there.
Good player. Second in the league in assists. Scores enough. Can explode. 26 at Indiana State. 24 here against Texas Tech. Odiokosa's getting some work done.
He's getting some work done now. He's settled down a little bit and figured out how people are playing him, and he's using his head. He's just being smart, and he's slowed down.
Charlie Durley's usually good in the post. Defensively, he's just getting pinned too deep. Hannah, they're getting him inverted.
Nice look there.
Kyles, 2 for his last 17 from 3 prior to that one.
Good ball movement that time by Wichita State. Started with the penetration by Hannah.
Wichita State got an earlier 3 from Demetric Williams, 19%. Kyles 3 for his last 18 from 3. 5 triples for the Shockers. Shot clock a factor at 7. Odiokosa stripped by Hannah. Let's take a break, but Illinois State will have an underneath inbounds, and we come back from Osiris Eldridge, and yet they're in the game. They got to get this off. So many times they don't. It's a shot clock violation. So many times, Spoon, when there's a media break like that, guys forget.
And you know that that's the last thing that Coach James probably said before they left, but that's sometimes guys do forget.
Murray leads the Shockers with 8 points.
Nice.
Trying to use the Ellis screen. It's going to be off Stutz.
Good job of boxing out by Odiokosa.
Outstanding rebounders, Odiokosa. Look at Garrett Stutz. Odiokosa leads the Valley in rebounding. He's first in offensive boards and the all-time leader in offensive rebound in Illinois State history.
Defense heats up a little bit.
Wichita State can heat you up, Charlie. In the corner, an air ball for Phillips.
Good closeout by Hannah. Might have had a postman open.
Deep one from Kyles, too deep. Yep, and he's going to try. He pinned it against the glass. Kind of got it down on the pad of his hand. Offensive foul. Rubin. And that's his second foul. 16 fouls on Illinois State. Beginning on January 31st, participating Schnucks and Hy-Vee grocery stores will conduct end-of-aisle displays where Valley fans, now get this, can receive a coupon good for 2 single-season Arch Madness tickets for $15 with the purchase of a 17-pound bag of Purina dog chow. You might want to just go get a dog so you can buy the dog food. But great deal here. For more information, go to archmadness.com. Great chance for you to enjoy Arch Madness. A miss from Ellis after being set up by Clevin Hanna. Hanna, who's second in the league in assists. He's getting some potential dimes out there, but guys, they got to help him and finish it. Phillips in the corner. The miss from three from Justin Clark. He's just 17% from three this season. Another turnover and a steal by Illinois State. Their sixth of the first half. Odiokosa with a much taller Stutz on him. Now he's going to get tripled. And this is going to be offensive, I think, again. Nope, this is going to be on Stutz, who was trying to get around Odiokosa.
17 fouls at the half on Wichita State.
6 fouls on Wichita. Nope, that's 7. So Odiokosa will go to the line for Illinois State, down 2. Garrett Stutz, a very promising 7-foot sophomore for Wichita State. Dinma Odiokosa, native of Nigeria. 53% at the line, one of the exceptions in the league. And Charlie, Odiokosa is putting on a clinic in post offense. Actually, both sides in this game.
Well, he started slowly and he had some trouble with the size. But Mitch, he's slowed down, and you see right now he's a huge factor.
They're having a hard time guarding him, but he misses the free throw.
Missed the center, Mitch.
Gabe Blair wanted it, couldn't get it. Hanna's got an angle. Got the shot deflected just enough. Wichita State kept it, but the shot, they've got to get it up. They got 7 seconds to shoot. Blair, bucket.
Good timeout right here, Mitch. But use it or lose it.
Well, you got a chance to quiet this crowd down, plus get your last shot.
Well, that was not an easy basket on the other end either.
Blair able to get to the baseline. Gabe Blair, again, the East Carolina transfer. And Wichita State with a 4-point lead. And Greg Marshall's getting some help tonight. Demetric Williams off the bench with a 3. Kyle's off the bench with a 3, and neither one have been shooting very well from bonus distance. And yet, if you're Tim Jankovic in Illinois State, Charlie, the leading scorer in the Valley's on your team, he's only got 2 points, and you're going to be within a possession probably going to the break.
This is a silly game to understand, Mitch. If you'd have said that Osiris Eldridge is going to have 2 points now, would you be in the game on the road? Probably not.
Wichita State has got 6 offensive rebounds and 6 points off those offensive boards.
There's a trap there.
They wanted Illinois State to have a little discomfort coming up the floor, and they turn it over.
Good defensive pressure right there by Murray.
Tim Jankovic loses his timeout. And now Wichita State's got the last shot. Phillips will do his own job here of trying to make him uncomfortable in the backcourt.
Phillips has made everybody uncomfortable. He's done a good job tonight.
Hanna uses the ball screen. Gurley's already hit a 3 from this spot. Gurley's got 7. And Wichita State will take a 7-point lead into intermission. 37-30 Wichita State. Here's Charlie Spoonhour with Greg Marshall.
Coach, the last 2 minutes were pretty kind to you.
We said in the 3-12 timeout that we needed to win that segment. It was a 2-point game. We got the steal. It was some pressure when they were going to go, obviously, for the last shot, and a big basket by them.
26-4 in this building the last 2 years. Mitch Holtis with you along with Coach Charlie Spoonhour. Not only that, but when they lead at halftime, Wichita State this year 17-1.
17-1, but the one was Illinois State. So I'm sure that's in the back of both teams' minds.
That little flurry at the end, though, was big. Illinois State playing for one shot to get within 2. Now they're down 7 after Durley's 3.
This game really has been strange. I thought early on, Wichita State controlled the game. I thought they had things going their way. And Illinois State just didn't give up. And Osiris Eldridge has not been a factor yet. You got to think, well, maybe he can do it in the second half as he did before.
Valley's leading scorer with just 2 points in this game for the Redbirds. Time now to hear Charlie's tip of the game, presented by Slew Care. His orthopedic surgeons can help keep you in the game. Call 866-977-4440.
Well, 17-1, particularly when and at home here, undefeated at home is Wichita State. And I'm going to tell you, the little man with the basketball, Coach, you heard Coach give him credit for orchestrating the last field goal, the one you just saw there. I tell you, this Wichita State's got some real weapons. Hatch has not scored tonight. Of course, Hatch did not have a good game the first game. He only scored 3 points the first time. Murray did.
Wichita on our State Farm Missouri Valley Conference game of the week. Wichita State hosting the Illinois State Redbirds. It's time now for tonight's Purina Dog Chow profile as Kurt Pegler takes a look at last year's most outstanding player of Arch Madness, Illinois State's Osiris Eldridge.
When Osiris Eldridge put his name in the NBA draft last summer, he really only had one thing in mind: learning what it takes to get better.
I learned, what I need to do, to, make it to that level. Just teach you, some life lessons, how to succeed and what to do, what not to do. It was all around great experience.
Someday soon, the ISU senior would like to play in the NBA. He grew up in Chicago, idolizing Michael Jordan, a man he played against at Jordan's house 6 years ago.
It was like meeting just the president or something like that. You kind of dream of it, dream of meeting, somebody like that all the time. And then when you finally do, it's kind of like you get starstruck.
Now the exciting Eldridge is a player capturing the eyes of fans. But as he goes through his final college season, he says he's not concentrating on his flashy offense, just lockdown, Jordan-like defense.
It's something about, playing D, getting that, defense leads to offense. So, guard your player well, get that steal, get a breakaway dunk. That changes the game right there.
You become the best defender, you give your team a better chance to win. You become the best defender, and people at the next level take notice.
Maybe even people like Michael Jordan.
Osiris Eldridge of Illinois State. Purina Dog Chow, long live your dog. Stay tuned. We're going to have more from Wichita when we come back after this on our State Farm Valley Game of the Week. Check in with Charlie Spoonhour with head coach Tim Jankovich of Illinois State.
Jank, the defense held up really well till the last couple minutes, and again, it's going to be hard if Osiris only gets 2 points this half.
Well, no doubt. I guess that's the positive is we were, down 2 with not much but a minute and some to go, and O's had a rough first half, but how bad did we close the half? My God, we turned the ball over. We got last shot, we turn it over, and they get a 3, and that's not very smart. So we're going to have to play better. We didn't play well on the boards. I didn't think we played great in a lot of areas, and yet we're still in the game. So hopefully we'll play better.
Have a good half.
Thank you.
Jank, ever transparent. All right, I chat with the coaches all year, brought to you by St. Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau. Making plans to attend the Valley Women's Tournament, go to historicstcharles.com or call 800-366-2427. Let's explain what happened on the foul shooter, because Graham Hatch left the game with blood. Illinois State does not choose the shooter when it's a blood substitution. If the player's bleeding, that team gets to choose it. If it's an injured shooter, Charlie, then the other team selects who will shoot the foul shot.
Seems like a hard answer, doesn't it? But seemed to be all right with the officials. They knew what they were doing.
You know what they said? Mike Stewart said you can't fake blood. Okay? You can fake an injury, but you can't fake blood. Good officials tonight. Mike Stewart worked the South Carolina-Kentucky game last night and trying to fight off the shot clock. Illinois State gets it. Chance to cut into the league. Don Daly, John Moore, good crew working this game. So again, Wichita State had a shooter that had blood, and he had to come out of the game, but Wichita State could choose the substitute shooter. If it's an injured shooter, then the other team so chooses.
Good defense to start the second half for Illinois State.
Carmichael, tough shot.
Carmichael's shots in the first half were more of a jump shot variety. Face it.
And a bump by Phillips.
No basket foul before the shot. Fouls on number 12, Phillips.
Boy, you talk about the foot speed of this Wichita State team. Easily Clevin Hanna. Stuff happens when he's out there.
A lot of contact on the out-of-bounds play.
And a 5 count. Well, that time Illinois State did pay attention at the shoot-around.
Well, and they played that very physically and very tough, and that's the only way you can play all the screens on both ends of this floor.
Illinois State now, look at this, wrapped around the half.
It's like Osiris has got a little more purpose right at this point.
Trying to create something. He uses the screen. Carmichael. Again, if you get the ball near the goal, that doesn't mean the scores.
That's the first offensive rebound right there for Illinois State.
Oh, Odiokosa able to get a hand on it.
Well, this crowd, Mitch, does an excellent job of getting back in the game at halftime. They're standing and clapping right now, and that has to help the home team.
They used to clap and stand until Wichita State scored. Then they realized, well, maybe that's not the best thing. So now they do it until the other team scores.
We had them standing one night. We did that in Nebraska. We had them standing until they were growling at us. Oh, nice.
Ellis walks. Wichita State's had some dandy passes in this game. They're just not able to finish it, or they turn it over.
It's like they're getting 2/3 of the job done and just not quite getting it finished on all occasions.
Murray and Hanner saying, "Oh, guys, what do we got to do here?" 10 turnovers for Wichita State, yet they lead by 7.
Hanna has found a screen on both sides of it.
Odiokosa busy inside tonight.
Depth. You mentioned it early, Mitch. He's getting very, very deep. And that time he was deep. That's deep in the post.
We talk about core training. He really uses the midsection of his body to get leverage inside.
Gotta like players like Rubin. Has not taken a shot. He's out there just playing hard as the devil on defense.
Ellis set up. That time they did complete the nice pass. And Murray with the assist.
Well, you want to win the first 4 minutes of the second half. That's always huge. These two teams both slip screens a lot.
Carmichael fouled by Durley. That's the second foul on J.T. Durley of Wichita State.
Shot fouls on number 31, J.T. Durley, the second. First team foul on him on Wichita State.
See all the screens out there, Mitch, and there's the drive, there's the good pass. There's screens everywhere on both ends of the floor. This isn't a fun game to play in, by the way.
You're going to run into a screen every now and then. And when you have the ball, it's always not a lot of fun.
And it's not always easy to catch the ball either. You watch Hanna trying to keep Phillips from catching the ball.
It's a tough shot. Osiris Eldridge robbed by the rim. Still not in the... He's got 2 points.
That was a hard play right there.
Murray did not see Rubin coming in the back porch.
That's happened on 2 or 3 occasions. There's been a good defensive play, and then the other team's defense comes right back at you.
Phillips blocked from behind by Hatch. And Odiokosa just stays working underneath.
This is where you really like a player, Mitch, right here. Here's your penetration. There's an excellent pass. Now there's the block. Now how many guys hang their head and don't play? Look at Odiokosa. He just grabs the ball and goes back up. He's a man in there.
And a key for Phillips, you see so many guys when they get the corner turned inside that run into a charge. They take the he had the body control not to get the charge. Wichita State was thinking about it, but he had the control.
You're looking at two guards right there, and Hannah and Phillips, that both can get into the lane and make plays without running over people.
And that's huge in this day and age, because how many nights you watch college basketball, you see guys running into them with the ball, and it just annihilates your possession.
It always astounds me when people run over people and then are surprised. Like, where did that happen? Those two guards, and I'm talking about Phillips, and there's an overplay by Phillips on Hannah.
Hatch loves that shot.
First one.
That was a well-earned basket. Well-earned. Excellent play by Hannah. Excellent effort by Hannah to get the ball back.
Hannah second in the Valley in assists. And got another one there. 8-point lead for Wichita State. Ties their biggest lead. 4 assists for Clevin Hannah.
And a good bump right there. Push off.
Carmichael with an offensive foul.
Carmichael, his
Second foul on Carmichael. Wichita State. Hatch with the deep three, and the Shockers in control. Percent shooting from 3. Wichita State leads by 8. 15:37 to go. So the heavy heart tonight. It was 9 years ago this evening. But the Missouri Valley wants to give a tribute. Oklahoma State at one time was a member of this league. 9 years ago tonight, one of 3 planes carrying Oklahoma State members of their travel party. They had just lost at Colorado. A plane went down near Byers, Colorado, killing those on board. It included Brian Loonstra, a former trainer here at Wichita State. Nate Fleming and Dan Lawson played for OSU. Bill Tegans was the voice of the Cowboys. Kendall Durfee, Will Hancock was in media relations. Pat Noyes, director of operations. Jared Weinberg, Deverett Mills, and Bjorn Fahlstrom. A very sad night. I remember when I first got the news. And, of course, here at Wichita State, they'll always remember the 1970 plane crash that killed several members of their football team. But 9 years ago tonight on a Colorado hillside.
I remember that also.
And there's a monument there and also one on the Stillwater campus. But we want to remember those who perished 9 years ago tonight in that plane crash.
Which I watched Wichita State in their first game back after the crash against Arkansas.
Wichita State wore black. They were on the road. A very good Arkansas team of Frank Boyles. They were nationally ranked. Phillips going to make something happen out of this. Nope. Good board for Murray of Wichita State.
That was the perils of Pauline all the way through, including at half court.
Hannah, little shake, little bake, little move, little foul, and a bucket. There. You want to know about Clevin Hannah's game? Just watch it.
Telling you, this is the penetration. Defense is still pretty good right here. There's your help. Bump.
And 3 fouls on Lloyd Phillips of the Redbirds. Double jeopardy for Illinois State. That reminded me of Devin Downey last night in the shots he was making against Kentucky for South Carolina.
Downey was throwing them up off the glass, never dropping in. You had to feel like South Carolina had a chance to win.
Moving, spinning. And Wichita State right now threatening to run away. They got an 11-point lead at the 14:29 mark. Wichita State's got an issue here. And they get a what? Timeout called to avoid a 10 count. They were 2 seconds away from such a transgression. Largest lead of the night for Wichita State. Been outscored by 10 points in that span, and that's the margin of this game.
And I think that's probably why you see Eld with the basketball out here.
In fact, they want to get Eldridge a shot on this possession.
Murray's done a nice job.
Phillips offline. It's on Durley. It's his third. That's it. 3 fouls, J.T. Durley.
The free throws helped Illinois State in the first half. If they can get into 1-and-1, that will be a blessing.
They're ways away from that, though.
Now with Phillips out.
4 more fouls from the 1-and-1.
Back into Illinois State.
This is about Eldridge. He's got to get going for them to have a chance. He's sitting on 2 points.
Oh, nice.
What a 7-footer will do for you.
Starts with good help.
Hill. Wichita State, very good defense.
Very good on that occasion again. Hannah's trying to find something.
Like the goal.
He just found it.
I'm not sure there's something he can't do. Wichita State, they're seeing blood in the water now.
Look at Ellis run the floor also.
Oh, and a foaming violation on Hannah. Rare turnover on Clevin Hannah. Okay, so he's got 1 fault.
I thought Ellis's running the floor there was impressive. There may be a time when somebody's going to look and find him and get him a basket.
Stutz will take a while to get up and down, but these other guys will run right by, even their bigs. 10 Illinois State turnovers now. Wichita State with 12.
Can't decide whether to get a screen for Eldridge or let him go one-on-one.
Well,
look at this.
Murray defended. Now he gets the breakout. And he gets hooked by Hill. Austin Hill fouls. The Valley is celebrating its 20th anniversary of Arch Madness in St. Louis in 2010. You can determine the top 20 moments and players and earn a chance to win prize packages for Arch Madness 2011. Go to archmadness.com for more information.
Well, I know I sound like the president of Hannah's fan club, but that was he who rebounded the basketball, and he made the very quick and alert long outlet pass that's going to result in these 2 free throws.
When does his club meet? Tuesday nights? Because Wednesday nights Murray's meets, and I'll go to that. You know why? He's guarding his butt off on Eldridge, and then he was able to get converted to get to the other end to create this opportunity.
2 pretty good players.
And great compliments to each other's game.
And this thing's gone to 16. Obviously, there's been some scoring by Wichita, but the defense has been the most impressive part.
Eldridge sitting on just 2 points for Illinois State. He did have 2 in a home win over Evansville. But he had 29 or 26 against Wichita State and Norman.
Now look at stats out there.
Well, they were working on this at shoot-around today because they were talking about how they wanted to hedge. Hill able to stay right with it. Illinois State can't score.
Effort. This is the most offensive rebounds that Illinois State's got, and they got them all in 1 possession.
Effort, comma, effort, comma, effort, comma.
You're right.
But today at shoot-around, Wichita State was working on a real tight hedge. And they're going to hedge screens, and they wanted their post guys. Oop, Hannah got a screen from Stutz.
Let's set the screen. The man who's defending the screener has got to be alert, and also the man defending the passer needs to have more pressure.
16-point lead, biggest of the night for Wichita State. Eldridge gets the feel. This thing could change.
That was an earned basket right there. Good screen was set. He still had to earn that.
Last year he was the most outstanding player in Arch Madness. Only the 2nd time in history that a runner-up team had that honor. I'm sure he wants Stutz dribbling out there on the wing. Wichita State will keep it. Media timeout. Wichita State is rolling in the roundhouse. First tonight that we have here early. Creighton leading at Bradley 17-6. UNI leading Drake 16-8. Missouri State leading Evansville 20-14, and a 3 in the corner. And a big night for the Shockers and Clevin Hannah.
3 for 4 from 3.
18 points for Clevin Hannah. Thornton able to hit that shot in the first half.
Nice job. Got to get a stop or two now if you're the Redbirds. Good job of moving the ball and setting screens by Wichita State.
Blair with the trigger. Stutz. Yeah.
Well, sometimes if you just are standing in the right place, good things happen for you.
Third foul on Osiris Eldridge.
This one's knocked loose. And as you're just kind of wallering around in there, then something good falls right in your lap.
You're 7 foot. Do you waller around?
That was a waller.
Stutz with the three-point play, 73% at the line. And so Wichita State answers a three-point goal by the Redbirds with a three-point play on its end. We'd also like to wish tonight a happy 77th birthday to Jim Boomer Bain. I know he's been fighting some illness. Boomer's birthday is tonight. I'm sure watching somewhere in Illinois. Doing better, but what a contribution to basketball Boomer Bain made in several leagues, including this one.
Boomer was, and when he was an official, he was the one guy you really wanted to see show up because you knew everything was going to be all right.
And I don't think I ever saw Boomer intimidated working a game.
No.
Some young coach going, I want to get this guy. Watch me get this guy. No.
It's probably due to his softball expertise. Probably what led to that.
For many years, of course, the supervisor of officials, Eddie Jackson, does it now, but a terrific contributor to college basketball, Jim Boomer Bain. Boomer, if you're watching tonight, happy birthday, and we're glad you're feeling better.
Here's two screens at Hyatt. Telling you.
What we got here?
And I think a hold on the overplay, but I still like to see it.
Odiakos has been a problem.
Oh, it was Stutz. I thought it was on the overplay of the wing, but Stutz is just wrestling around a little too much.
Well, he's wrestling with Odiakosa, who's pinned several guys tonight.
You don't really need to do that. That's not going to be productive.
Back in for Illinois State. Graham Hatch back in for the Shockers.
When you're not as strong as a guy you're guarding, it's important to move your feet and get in position. Work a little harder and get good position, because if you start wallering and wrestling, you lose.
Probably ought to bend your knees a little bit, huh?
That would help.
Ooh, there's a reach in here on Blair. You can hear the reaction of the 10,500 Shocker fans. 5 team fouls on Wichita State.
And the applause from the 16 fans from the opponent.
Illinois State's got a long hill to climb and a run out of time. 9:25 to go. That'd be a start right there.
That's a start. I tell you, on that screen, Stutz has to stay up and show on the screen, because they went through that again today too. They showed him, of course, Stutz was at class.
Yeah, he was going to class.
Well, turnabout's fair play.
Odiakosa's got his first foul.
16 foul to have on Illinois State.
That's pretty much a hold. There's an illegal screen.
That's on Stutz. Stutz has been involved in a lot of stuff.
He's been busy.
This has been a very well officiated game. I'm impressed with these guys.
Good. And not an easy game, Mitch.
Yes, sir. Hey, tonight's State and Valley history brought to you by the State Farm Valley Men's Basketball Championship on this date in 1990. Ricky Jackson had 20 points. Illinois State came from 6 down at the half to force overtime and defeated Wichita State at Red Bird Arena. Last 3 Illinois State points or buckets have been 3-pointers. That's the way to catch up. This will be in common foul. Nope, 1-1. Another way to catch up is to score right here.
Score right here and get stops on the other end. The game is taking on a little bit of a grasp and bang style, and the officials are not going to allow that to happen.
The high school basketball coach said fatigue makes cowards of us all. Lush, real short on the foul toss.
Coach Lombardi said that also.
That's where he got that from. I thought it was an original. I'm going to call that guy. Boy, Illinois State has cranked up the defense here of late.
Odiokosa has got to come out on his man. If the other four guys are going to do that, he's got to come out also.
Here he comes. 6 to shoot. Katz, that's his side of the goal.
Oh, my.
A follow dunk by Gabe Blair.
You get a team to shoot and miss, you've got to rebound the basketball. Great offensive rebound.
Defense without rebounding is no defense at all. Who said that one? Lombardi say that too?
Lombardi. Hatch has got to drive and shoot the basketball. Great follow. Just a great offensive rebound. Man.
Blair, another piece to this puzzle. Sat out last year, going to play for the East Carolina Pirates in Conference USA. But he fits right into what they do.
Athletic. His team's gotten more athletic each year. It helps your defense. It helps your rebounding.
That's what I'm saying about the third-year breakthrough. They played into the conference tournament the last 2 years. They ain't playing in this year. And last year they started 0-6 in the Valley, but since that time, wrapped around the last year, they win tonight. They're 15-7 in the last 22 Valley games. Phillips has had a good night. Odiokosa.
That's just strength.
Hill and an and one opportunity.
Hard basket right here and a chance for three, Mitch.
Giles has 3 fouls, but the follow dunk by Gabe Blair keeps everything going for Wichita State. Hilton at the ballpark. Your next trip to St. Louis, stay in the center of it all at the Hilton at the ballpark next to Busch Stadium. Okay, you don't have to click on this one. I'm going to ask Coach, who's the only Valley coach, so think about this, 103 years of the Valley, to reach the finals of Arch Madness in his first 2 seasons.
I don't know.
This is a good one. I thought you did this. You didn't do this, did you? The answer? Bada bing, bada boom, here it comes. We're going to try to find it. Tim Jankovic. Illinois State. Well, he was a good player at Kansas
We came
State.
close to doing that, too.
Well, free throw miss from Hill. Our Valley Trivia question brought to you by the Hilton at the ballpark. Go to experienceStLouis.com. Jank, academic All-American at K-State. Terrific foul shooter. He was 91% at the line. And, of course, the coaches that he's been able... He was a head coach at North Texas. People forget that. But his resume, it's like a Hall of Fame list.
Well, you just think of Jack Hartman by himself. That's, oh, my.
Boyd Grant, Eddie Sutton, Kevin Stallings.
A lot of people don't realize how good Boyd Grant was. Amazing coaching. His defense was always something. There's a hold. Yeah, that's there.
1-1, but Illinois State's got to make the free throws. They just missed the front end of a 1-1.
19 foul and a half on
Illinois State's 1 foul away from the double bonus.
Phillips is an 81% shooter, so chances are he is liable to do that.
Let's take a look at tonight's game reset made possible by Emerson, the global manufacturing and technology company. To learn more, visit emerson.com. Emerson, consider it solved. Tons of timeouts left. Phillips knocks down the free throw. He's 3 of 3 in the game and 15 of his last 16 this season. To learn more, go to emerson.com. Emerson, consider it solved.
Not many free throws missed tonight, Mitch. That's a total of 4, I think, now.
It's the Valley. Nice cut, Hannah.
Hannah may have gotten away with a little bit of a push there.
Getting a lot of attention.
Close to a 5 count. Defense is still going for Illinois State.
Gurley's been quiet in this half. 6 to shoot. Steal Eldridge. And you know where he's going. Look out.
I have seen him throw it down harder than that. But this is now 10, Mitch, and it's because of stops and nearly another steal.
Is a foul on Eldridge? If it is, it's 4 fouls.
Foul is on 0, Eldridge.
4 fouls on Eldridge. It puts Wichita State in the 1-1.
Illinois State.
That's the price you pay for being a great athlete. Most guys could not even remotely have got over there to make that.
The line shooting 1-1.
Tim Jankovic looked like he's going to keep him in there for the time being with 4 fouls. Blair has 1-1 for Wichita State. Again, Wichita State 8th in the nation in shooting foul shots. Hannah has yet to be there. He's 1-1. Hannah's unreal. Best in the nation at 96%. He's at 42 straight, but that's not even a Valley record.
The guy with a record, pretty good free throws. I looked at those Valley records when they ran the graphic.
Yep.
He's in them 3 times. We're talking about Blake Ayer.
We're going to show it to you here. But there's Clevin Hannah, leads the nation in foul shooting. Last miss was against TCU on December the 10th. Blair, 2 badly needed free throws for Wichita State, back to 12.
I think the reason, nice steal. There's the lob.
Pick Hill and Murray, Batman and Robin, team up again.
Just about the time you think you're back in the ball game, they take it away again.
Clevin Hannah does it all. Watch this.
Spin move. Those things get you in more trouble. Turn your back, facing a guy up, Mitch, and just take the ball and go by him. That's anytime you start trying to spin around, you get in trouble. I think they took Eldridge out to make sure he didn't be upset and get another foul. But he's probably going to have to come back pretty quick.
Clevin Hannah's got quite a line tonight. You mentioned this crowd. They get it every night. They could be playing Arkansas, Monticello, or Arkansas, and they're going to have the same number of folks in here. It's been great to see what they've done here. And again, I think they did a fabulous job of this building.
Well, the thing, and we've said it before and say it and continue to say it, this is not a crowd that you have to entertain. They come in and participate in the game from start to finish. Halftime starts, they're not wandering around the hall hunting something to eat. They're back, standing, and trying to help the ball club. This is really, really good. Great student section. That one guy has been a student here since Khrushchev. He yells at me every year. I'm looking at him. He's got to put on a little more weight.
In fact, he's studying Russian history. It's his 7th major change. An all-time Wichita State record. Press break, Odiokosa.
Basket by Odiokosa.
Wichita State gambled a little bit on the press, and Illinois State was able to punish him for it.
They're still up 12. You can afford to take a chance. And here we go with a set, which is what Wichita State will do after every time out there. They'll script some plays.
Murray launches.
Nice rebound. Nice job of boxing out by Illinois State.
Now Murray will guard Phillips with Eldridge setting down.
Why don't ball fakes? Why, just you and me, why don't more people ball fake? Does it pay off?
I don't know. Go to ballfake.com and see how to do it. You don't see them now.
I'm going to write a book called Ball Fake. I'm going to make money.
How many pages?
2. Ball.
Fake. Page 1. Ball. You have a picture in it?
Just a guy grinning and saying, very good.
Barely an Odiakosa. Battling inside. This will be on Odiakosa.
Fouls on number 42, Odiakosa, his second, 18th foul and a half on Illinois State.
They could use that one in the referee's little their annual deal about when a guy dribbles the ball, you can't touch him or make contact. That was quite a bit of contact.
Again, Durley impressive at the line. When you get a big like Durley who can shoot it, that's his first point of the second half. But he's 83 at the line, and he's made 23s, including 2 in this game. It's a matchup issue.
If you're Wichita State, you have to feel good about your chances. When you get to the 1-and-1 late in the game, and you got a team that can shoot free throws like this.
Another thing you see across the country, teams can't close out games because they can't knock down free throws. Not in this league. Although we saw Missouri State last week, little issue closing out. They end up winning the game in overtime, later by 24 at the under 16 timeout.
A little difference in the defense that time, Mitch. It was more of a matchup zone, it looked like, by Wichita. Tough foul right there.
They do a bunch of stuff now.
Hill at the line shooting 2.
10 team fouls on Wichita State. Double bonus for Austin Hill. He's missed his last 2 after he made 16 of his last 16. And when it goes, it goes. It's south right now for Austin Hill.
We're looking at 4:40 on the clock and a 12-point game. Maybe 11 after this. Probably can't wait a whole lot longer on Eldridge.
34 Lewis now in for Illinois State.
See when to pull the trigger and put him back.
It's a hard decision, really.
You wait to the under 4?
I'm guessing that's what it's going to be.
Illinois State with some pressure. Hatch has got issues. But Durley's going to rescue the team. 3 fouls on Odiakosa.
Little breakdown that time on who was going to be back. Press was good. Trap was good. That pass is the one you're not supposed to be able to make, and just a little push there.
Looks like it might have been Tony Lewis's issue because Rubin, I don't think you want Rubin back there. Oh. It barely hits rim, and Durley had been just gold and black at the line tonight. Durley's improved, too. He had the redshirt season. Actually was recruited by the other staff and sat out. And has really done a good job of elevating his game here.
No pizza for you tonight. Just 2 free throws.
He's hit 3 before that. Oh, they tried to lob. Illinois State's running out of possessions. Eldridge back in there. He's going to be careful not to foul here in their pressure package.
Just man press this time. Good idea by Hatch. Wow, that's right.
Did you go over that in your Tuesday night fan meeting? Shooting quick, up 11?
Is that on the agenda? That's when you're feeling it. Little spacing. This is going to be penetrating pass.
Oh, easy. He cannot get the bunny. That didn't. Wichita State will get it. That didn't stop Phillips from trying to get it back.
Excellent effort. Phillips just missed an easy layup.
3:50 to go. Illinois State run presentation of Amtrak with over 500 destinations to choose from. Make Amtrak your first choice.
You can see how much pressure that Wichita State wants to put on Osiris Eldridge anytime he gets the screen or has the ball. And then this big basket at the back end of the play, really, that's one of the things that turns the game.
Another 6-point turnaround. Visit Amtrak.com today to book your next trip. Amtrak, enjoy the journey. Now, Illinois State has missed 4 free throws over the last 3 minutes, and they missed a layup and they missed an easy shot. Now, you're down 11, you're running out of chances.
And those are the things that kill you in a game like this. And it was Phillips did such a nice job of getting himself in that spacing. They went to the spacing, and he just drove the ball right to the goal.
Tim Jenkins, little bad pass.
3, nope.
Lewis, 2.
Well, that's how you get back in games right there.
Hannah needs to take control right here. He's chasing the rabbit.
Yeah.
Just automatic 2 here. Lewis with the foul.
Well, Illinois State has not given up in this ball game. Look at them. They're going to continue right here. Oops, there's just a careless turnover. Nice pass.
Another one of your bugaboos. Hannah left his feet to pass the ball. You get over that on your Tuesday night meeting?
We talk about it.
Now, you can't talk about free throws because here's Clevin Hannah, who has made 43 in a row. Now, look at this list. Blake Ahern, Blake Ahern, Blake Ahern. Oh, Vince Green is in there.
Oh,
and Hannah missed it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the first miss for Clevin Hannah since December the 10th against Texas Christian. And the crowd gives him a standing O.
Unbelievable. That's great.
What's your chances this is going in?
Pretty good, I'd say. Although if people clap that loud for me, I might just miss.
He missed them both.
Unbelievable.
I don't think he's missed back-to-back all year. He's only missed 4 free throws all year, folks. 2 on that occasion.
Nice.
What about Hill?
Look at Hill. That's a nice move right there.
Where's he been all night?
You got nothing to lose right now if you're Illinois State. Take the ball and drive it at the basket.
Wichita State's missed their last 4 free throws. Illinois State has scored. Here comes Murray. Still 3 minutes to go. It's a 7-point game.
This is back to a game. A moment ago, this thing seemed as though it was over.
Still a 3-possession lead for Wichita State.
Fine line right here. How much time you run. You don't want to lose your aggressiveness, but you also want to run some clock.
8 to shoot. They got the right guy with the ball. This could be a dagger here. Ellis. Here comes Illinois State, a chance to cut into the lead. And Phillips gets fouled. And they can score with the clock stopped again.
How's that 23 to Ray Murray, his first.
At the end of those possessions, I'm sure that Greg Marshall would like for them to run one of those plays because they work on that stuff all the time rather than just take a 3.
Phillips gets the roll. He had hit his first 3. Now he's 4 of 5 at the line. And again, that is 16 of his last 18.
Now think back to what you mentioned a moment ago, the missed layup and the missed free throw.
I can't believe how much this kid's improved over a year ago. He's not even near the same kids.
His demeanor, everything about him is positive and good.
5-point game. This is now got the breakaway. Hatch gets a chance for the layup. It's happened to him twice, Charlie. 7-point lead. And they throw it away.
Hannah had a chance to maybe take a shot at throwing it down the floor, but very wisely just brings it up and runs some clock.
Now you're down to 2:05. Is that a communication issue for Illinois State that they've given up the deep ball twice on the press?
I think so. Right now, what you've got to do is make sure that you don't let Wichita State run clock and then get a basket. Or heaven forbid a rebound.
Barely able to chase it down. And a 7-point Wichita State lead at the 1:35 mark.
This is going to be virtually a minute off the clock here before Wichita State shoots the basketball.
There's really nobody to foul. Murray shoots him, Durley shoots him. Hannah's unreal, although he jinxed him. Blair shoots him, Hatch shoots him. Ooh, bad miss. Not much of a chance, but there's still a little bit of one for Illinois State. Phillips goes after Blair and makes it this time.
Smart. See so many guys, Mitch, shoot threes in that occasion. What they just did is so smart. Drive it at the goal, lay it in, take a timeout, set your defense. I love it when guys play right.
Well, it's 5 at 1:04. And again, Illinois State has got to figure out a way to get the ball without fouling. You can't count on these Shockers to miss foul shots down the stretch.
No, I'd say not. What you've got to do is you can take a chance with your press now because Wichita State is not trying to score. They're wanting to run clock. So you can take a chance as long as you don't just give them a run out.
Yes, they've had 2.
Yes, they have. I think they've been better off when they've allowed the ball to come in and then trap or try to get after somebody after it's in. In Wichita State, Mitch, the thing that's happened at the end of 2 possessions after they've run clock, Hatch has been the one that's been forced to try to make the move.
In games decided by 6 points or less, Greg Marshall here in 3 years, 10 of 14. 10 wins, 14 losses, but 2-1 this year and 6-6 last year. It's going to be a foul and a double bonus opportunity for Wichita State. And it's on Phillips, and that's his 4th.
I don't think that was intentional. You know, a lot of times guys want a foul. I don't think that was one of the occasions.
Now you think Hanna is going to miss 2 more. He's missed 4 all year. He just missed 2. Got a feeling he's not going to miss these. 19 for Hanna. In Wichita State history, C.C. McFall shot 91% in 2000-2001, and then Jamie Thompson, 91% back in the 60s, and you remember him, Spoon.
Yes, I do.
Pretty good player.
Whoa, bumpity bump.
Count it. 7-point lead.
3 possessions now.
Wichita State still with the pressure.
Smart. This is just one of those to run a little clock. You can do it with your defense just the same way you do with your offense.
Phillips went for the 2-pointer last time. There are 20 seconds. Hill scoops. Phillips fouled, and that's not what Wichita State wanted to do.
No, you don't want to give up a couple things. One's a rebound and then a layup and a foul.
His second.
That is the last thing they wanted to do. Second foul on him.
Well, a great block on the play before.
Benodia Costa saying ball mine. And Phillips now can tie a career high. In back-to-back games, he's had 21 against Southern Illinois, 21 now against Wichita State.
2-possession game. There's your
Blair attacks. No, going to pull it back. Now you got to foul somebody in the half court.
Well, they're going to get the ball to Hanna.
You had guys like this, guys like Hanna, when you're in this situation. And as a coach, what a luxury it is to have a guy that just nails at the line.
He's come back from those 2 misses pretty well.
It'll still be a 2-possession game, but Illinois State's got to start thinking about a 3 at some point.
Well, once you start penetrating, as Illinois State's doing now, there ought to be some 3s open up when people help.
Punch and kick action. Hanna's got them both. 22 for Hanna. 3rd game in the 20s this year. Illinois State can't take a whole lot of time here in the backcourt against this press.
Well, there's 7-8 seconds that Illinois State didn't need to lose, or want to lose.
They're going to go for the 2. No, they're not.
Oh, nice.
That'll end it. Wichita State's going to go 13-0 at home this year. And 27-4 over the last 2 years in this building. And they will go 7-3 in the Valley, and watch what happens tonight. There's a lot of games going on at the upper division of the league. Let's go to our players of the game, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. At State Farm, to us, nothing's more important than being there.
Well, 15 points, 17 rebounds, or 7 assists. I mean, goodness sakes. Although he's up to 22 now.
That is a career high for Phillips with 22 points. And for Wichita State, the guy that runs that team.
He had a great night tonight. He hit some tough shots, missed a couple free throws, which is unlike him, but just in general, both those kids had great games, Mitch.
5 assists. I was going to ask you, just how many great players have come out of Chipola Junior College over the last several years?
Oh, my. Because when he was there, they were ranked #1 in the country for 11 months, or 11 weeks.
Wichita State gets the victory, 74-66. To stay unbeaten at home. Illinois State now drops to 5-5 in the Valley. Wichita State 18 wins. That's more than they had all last year. And they go to 7-3 in America's Renaissance Conference.
Well, they've got to like the turnaround, and they've got things rolling now, particularly here at home. The whole secret is to keep it going that way.
Clevin Hanna making a bid to be Player of the Year in the Valley. Tonight he played like it. Our next telecast, Bradley at Illinois State. You'll be there in one of the great rivalries in this league, as the I-74 rivalry will come your way on the Valley Package. For Charlie Spoonhour, I'm Mitch Holthus. Enjoy the rest of your college basketball week.